Hello my lovelies, today I'm going to do the tag of what I regret buying, and there have been a lot of things I've bought on impulse that I kind of regret now, but I'm going to try and stick just to the things that I regret buying because they were bad quality and I was disappointed, rather than just I was bored and I bought something and then haven't used it again, because that's not really fair. It's just I bought something I didn't need, it's not that the product itself was bad. So the first thing I'm going to start off with is mascara, and this is Lash Architect or Seal Architect from L'Oreal. Now I bought this because I went away and I didn't have anything. I've got my mascara, so I just rushed into my nearest Boots and got this, and I thought, well, since L'Oreal Voluminous is pretty good, even though they didn't have that one, I thought I might try this. You know, a lot of people were raving about it. It was absolutely rubbish. It didn't do anything. There wasn't any lengthening, volumizing, absolutely nothing. It was just really, really bad, and it was about £8 or £9. So it's not like an expensive mascara, it's still a drugstore mascara, but it really wasn't worth it, and I've used it twice and I haven't used it since, so that was a bit of a waste. The next thing I'd say was OPI nail polish that I was talking about the other day in Counter Plum. That's a really, really pretty colour, if you can see it. It's like a purple and pink and plummy gorgeousness, but chips within half a day. I've tried it twice with base coat and top coat, and I've been told that this is because they've changed their ingredients recently, and they've taken away 3 things. I can't remember, 3 G's, 3 B's, I can't remember what they were, but it makes them last not as long, and given that they're still the same price at about £9.75 in Selfridges, I think it's really not very good, because I wouldn't pay this much for nail polish. I could pay like £2 for like a Rimmel nail polish if I wanted to, if I didn't want it to stay on for a week as my other OPI nail polishes do, so naughty OPI. The next thing I really regret buying is these NYX round lipsticks. Now I know they were only about, I think they were $1 when I bought them on cherryculture.com, and the first thing is that on the website it's really hard to tell, and there's nowhere really that sells NYX in England, so I couldn't really look at the colours beforehand. I just tried to go by what other people had said were good colours and the website itself, where they have the little swatches, but the colours came and they were nothing like the ones I ordered. I mean, for example, this. Why would I ever order a lipstick that's like a, I mean, it's a brown. It's like a brown, beige, gold. I mean, for someone of my skin colour, this is just hideous. And this is in Aphrodite. I mean, this looks like an eyeshadow swatch. I would use this colour on my eyes, not on my lips. And same for this one. I mean, it's not really coming across, but this is, what's it called, Ice Latte, and it's kind of a purpley brown. It looks a bit like Satin Taupe eyeshadow from MAC in colour. I would never use this on my lips, and I would never have ordered this if I knew this is what it looked like, because on the website it really does not look like it would be this colour. So I got a bunch of these, and I kind of regret them. But I mean, they're only $1. At the time it was like 50p, so it's not too bad. The next thing is this Stila palette. Now, a lot of palettes I buy I regret because, for example, I only want 1 or 2 colours in there, especially MAC palettes quite often. They have the non-limited edition colours in there as well, so I end up getting 2, which isn't so bad because eventually I will use them up. But this one, I don't know. Pigmentation is not bad. See that there? But it's just such a silly thing to put in a palette. I just wanted this white really, but this grey and the dark grey, it's not even black. I don't know why they would put a palette like this together, because if I'm going somewhere I wouldn't take this, because usually I like a palette with colours that go together, so I can quickly look at this and think, oh, I can create this eye look or that eye look. With these 3, I can't really create anything, because okay, this could be a highlight and a lid colour, but the other 2, how can you mix the 2 greys? It just does not work. They're too similar in shade, so you can hardly tell the difference. And it's just annoying because I'd like to have a palette if I'm travelling somewhere to take with me, and just use that. This I had to take this and then some other colours and blah blah blah. I just don't think it's very clever to put those colours together, and I always forget about it and never use it. So also the colours are a bit powdery, and the first grey is shimmery and the other one's matte. I just don't think it's worth what I paid for it, which I don't remember right now. And also Stila's a good brand and they should really know what they're doing by now. Next thing is a Christian Dior palette, and I got this ages and ages and ages and ages and ages ago. It looks like, oh, lost the applicator. Let's get the other one out. Now, these are quite expensive. These are about £35 I think now. I don't know what I got this for. Maybe I even got it as a present. But it's just, you think that if you're paying £35 for this, or maybe even more, there are 5 colours. But what's really shocking is the pigmentation. I mean, that dark green, it's just not really coming out at all. That pink I'm rubbing and rubbing and rubbing and rubbing. Okay, it's making it actually look better on camera than it is in real life, but they're just so dull. There's the full swatches on my hand below the lipsticks. You can only really see 2 of them. The light green is there and dark pink. And just generally, Christian Dior is meant to be good quality. It's obviously not high street, it is quite expensive. But what I found, I've had a couple of these before I really got into makeup, just to, you know, try out different colours, and they just don't live up to my expectations. They're really powdery, you have to really build up the colour, and this combination of colours especially just makes your eye look really muddy. You can't tell where one colour is. Like, when you put them on, they all start looking the same. It's just not very good quality. And the last thing is going to be another palette, and this is my Inglow palette, and I have promised to do a review, so this will be a mini review on the Inglow stuff. They are a Polish brand who are just expanding, and a lot of people are having a go at them because their packaging is much like MAC's. It's all black, and they do a huge range of different colours in eyeshadows, nail varnishes, lip glosses, in everything. They are much like MAC. In terms of being a professional line, they do a lot of very bright colours that you wouldn't find other brands doing. But they are a lot cheaper than MAC, and also I think their products are more versatile, and I'll tell you what I mean in a minute. I don't regret buying Inglow products because I will go back and buy more. I just regret buying this palette. And this was £22 I believe, and it comes with a bronzer, a blusher and 3 eyeshadows. And I just picked 3 random eyeshadows and 3 different finishes just to try out the brand. And you've seen me use this brown one that has gold sparkle in it. It's absolutely beautiful. I have not found a dupe for this, really. There we go. It's really pretty, really pigmented. Really great stuff. I need a tissue. Can you give me a tissue, Todd? Thank you. Can you give me a tissue, please? But the blusher and the bronzer are really, really chalky. I mean, if I just take a brush and touch, you can see the amount of powder. Thank you. You can see the amount of powder that comes off. I mean, look at the brush. That was just one touch. Just another touch, and you can wait for my camera to focus. You can see the amount of powder that comes off. It's just ridiculous. If I then tap my brush, I don't know if you can see all the powder. It's just everywhere. It's really hard to work with. And I put it on my face, I feel it's just going to fall off. And the same is true with the blusher. I mean, even if I take a small wand and just press it, I don't know if you'll be able to see. There's a massive pile up of powder there. You can see how it's flaked into the eyeshadow. So they're really powdery. The colours are nice, and they are pretty. There's a great choice of colours. And of course they're much more affordable than MAC, given that I've got all of this for £22, including the price of the palette. And it has a nice big mirror, and it's very kind of sleek. And you can take them out, so you can buy refills and put different things in here quite easily. I actually really like the packaging as well. Although it's quite heavy, it feels sturdy, it's not going to break, and it doesn't feel cheap. So I will be going back for more eyeshadows. Now these are exactly the same size as MAC. I've tried taking them out and putting them in my MAC palette, but actually I'm looking to see if they have palettes that will store these round ones, because each shadow comes in a square, a very long, sorry I'm blinding you with a mirror, a very long rectangle and the circular form, so you can choose any shape. And they have really cool palettes as well, where you can get the really long shadows and just fit them in a mosaic. It's really cool. I mean, it feels more like an artist palette, because you can kind of mix different shades as you go along with one swipe. If you put them, kind of like you would do with a shimmer brush, you could put similar shades together and go across them, and I don't know, it just feels much more creative than the ones with MAC, which are much separated, and if you want to mix colours, it can be quite difficult. So I will definitely go back and get some more of the stuff after Christmas, when there's a bit more cash flowing, and I shall tell you more about it. But I don't recommend getting this type of palette with a blusher and a bronzer, because they are very, very chalky. I don't know if it's just these two that I got, but I've been hearing from other people that they've had the same experiences. But the eyeshadows are definitely worth trying out, really well pigmented. They are much cheaper than MAC ones. I don't remember the exact price, but they are in the Westfield Centre, so if you're passing, I'll definitely recommend you guys check them out. So thank you very much for watching, my lovelies, and I hope you have a great weekend. And I have to tag some people. I don't remember who I was going to tag, so I will put it in the description box. I think it's there. I hope so. If not, it'll be here, so I think it'll be there. Okay. Oh, and another thing that I regret buying. There it is. Not really. Bye bye.